Hello, this is wmpyr. For today's lesson, we're going to be working with single stick. The focus for today is the 5 angles of attack, and my goal in this video is to help you guys make your 5 angles of attack just a little bit more realistic. And that's the important part of this video. The important message actually is that attitude. When you watch somebody else, when you watch a different style, a different method, and see how they do things, instead of criticizing and be like, that's never going to work in a real life situation, you're going to get killed in a street fight, that's, completely wrong. Instead of saying stuff like that, you sit down with them, you see what they do, and then you go, hey, let's tweak it a little bit here, a little bit there. Let's try to make it a little bit more realistic. Okay, so the first thing is the 5 angles of attack, which is this: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Hopefully you're very familiar with this. It's a diagonal coming downwards, a diagonal, double diagonal, horizontal, horizontal, and then a stab. So just 5 moves, nice and simple. All right, so the first thing that we're going to work on is we're going to not involve the shoulders. Okay, we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You see, my shoulders, they hardly move. I minimize the movement here. So I'm not going 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You see, my shoulders are involved. The reason why I'm going to do that is I'm going to expect that I'm going to end up in close quarters. In other words, after my strike, that my opponent's going to be right here. So I'm going to have to clinch. It's going to be force to force, bumping in. So I'm expecting, this is a very realistic approach, that my attack is going to hit them, but it's not going to do significant damage for whatever reason, and we're going to end up in a very, very close situation, close quarter situation. So in order to be ready for that, I need to be in balance. So if I put my shoulder into it, I'm going to be off balance. I'm turned, I'm on the side, I could be pushed off easily. So I need to be, boom, right here and get ready for a close range. So that's the first thing. Don't turn your shoulders. Just go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, the second part is, like I said, now you know specifically that you're going to be involved in very close range, like stand-up grappling, clinch type situation. So if you know that's going to be inevitable, then we're going to go 1 right here. That's my number 1, and immediately go to this right here. This to try to shove them off if necessary. I could stab them this way, I could strike this way. But either way, I'm ready for this very, very close range striking. So number 1, and then immediately grab the stick right here. You can stab once again, do this. But the main thing is grab the stick. Number 2 right here, when we do number 2, the stick is over here. It's kind of a pain to try to sneak this through because they're coming in, and to try to get that there in time. So from number 2 right here, you're just going to have it tucked right here and just use the butt end of the stick to your advantage right here. So that's what we're going to do for number 2. So once again, number 1, boom. Number 2, bam, right here. Okay, number 3 is a horizontal going this way. Once again, we could do this. Number 4 is going this way, and I don't want to have to try to sneak the stick back in. So from here, once again, I could just do this. Okay, and then number 5 is a stab, and I could fortify it like this, and now work this kind of stuff as well. So one more time. Number 1 this way, and boom. Number 2 this way, and boom, with the butt end of the stick. Number 3, right here. Number 4, boom, like this. Number 5 is the stab, and then fortify here for another stab, or one of these. This is fine too. All right, so now let's explore the opposite option. Okay, if I don't want to be in close quarters with them, maybe there's more space so I could get out of there. So in that case, I know I'm not going to stand toe-to-toe with them. I don't have to. So in that case, we're going to go ahead and put in the shoulder, 3, 4, and 5. So go back to the way you're doing it and put the shoulder in to where you're turning completely. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, like I said, though, you don't want to be caught like this. So if you do a follow through like this and they catch you, you're vulnerable. right here. If they're coming in close range and you're like this, you're going to be vulnerable. So what we want to do is get out of there. Okay, this is a passing through technique. I'm not here to hold my ground. All right, I'm not going bam and then hold my ground. What I'm doing here is bam and get out of there. So what we need to do now is make sure you take a step immediately after your strike. So you go ahead, put in your shoulder, number one, and then step. Okay, it doesn't have to be a big step right now because this is just practicing right now, kind of like shadow boxing. And then number two right here, go ahead, put your shoulder into it, and then step. Number three, put the shoulder in again, step. Number four, and step. Number five, and step. You see how I'm stepping after every strike now. So once again, number one, and then step. Number two, step. Three, step. Four, step. Five, and step. Stepping is simulating getting the heck out of there. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and take care, folks.